Welcome back. This is our last short lecture on chapter 20. And what I want to talk about is bailments today. By the way, this is my actual office within the suite. This is my stuff. So, a bailment is something you probably never heard of. It's got nothing to do with getting somebody out of jail. That's bail, and it's a different story. A bailment is the transfer of possession of personal property. What does that mean? Unlike a contract or a sale or an assignment, sometimes, in which somebody buys a piece of personal property from you or anybody else, title transfers, it's theirs, they can do what they want with it. There are times when it's bailed instead. Now, some of the stuff you already know, you just didn't realize it. Renting of some equipment is a bailment. Whether you need to rent chairs and tables for a party, or you need to rent a truck to move something, those are bailments. Because the owner, or at least the person who created the bailment, called the bailor, still owns or keeps title to it, and only possession is transferred over to the bailee. Remember, order, bailee, bailor. And actually, sometimes it's not even, they don't have the ownership. So, my car is leased from, I don't know who it is. We'll say Chrysler Credit, I don't remember who it is. So, they own it, and I lease it from them for a period of years, 3 years or whatever, make payments, and give it back to them at the end. That's a bailment. If I decided to let my cousin borrow my car for the weekend, need to do something or haul something or whatever it is, that's also a bailment. Even though I'm not the title owner, the leasing company is, it's still, I'm in possession of it rightfully, and I can transfer that possession temporarily to somebody else, who then has to return it back to me at the end of the bailment, at the end of the weekend. So there's a lot of things that are bailed. We just don't realize it. The one thing that never is bailed is real property. It doesn't fit into this category. It's not considered to be bailed. And your book points out a nice distinction. There are places you can go to rent space to store stuff. You store it, or whatever the case may be. And you get a locker, you get a little garage, you get whatever, and you have access to it, and you lock it up with your own lock. It's not a bailment. You're not giving that to the owner of the premises and saying, here, hold this for me. You're just using a little bit of space, and this actually fits into real estate and not personal property. On the other hand, if you've got some goods, stuff, and you want it to be stored for a while, you take it to a warehouse. And the warehouse will take it from you and hold it until the period ends, or you want it back, or whatever the case may be. Now, in this case, sometimes a bailment doesn't even, when it transfers possession, doesn't even allow for use. And that's a good example at the warehouse. We're bailing it to them to possess it, to hold it, but not to use it. We don't want you using our stuff. If you stored your car for the winter at some place, wherever it is, a place that stores cars, a pole barn, whatever the case may be, you're allowing them to possess it, to keep it on their premises, but not to use it. You don't want them to drive the car all winter. It's going to defeat the whole purpose. So that's what a bailment is. The bailments are done by an agreement, either expressed or sometimes implied. And the bailee has the duty of care, always, to take care of the stuff. And that's always the case. So a bailment basically requires some type of agreement, even if it's implied, and the actual bailing, which is the delivery of it, and acceptance by the bailee. You add that all together, you've got a bailment, and that's what it is.